Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, Bahamas still hoping for a 2020 reopening. We speak with the resort's president. The police commissioner sending a stern warning for those planning on throwing parties this weekend. Plus, 3 Bahama brands recognized by Condé Nast.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquin. As a new round of restrictions are put in place to fight the spread of COVID-19 on New Providence, Bahama President Graham Davis says the resort is still hoping to reopen before the end of the year. However, he said that would depend on whether there is a handle on the situation and if more widespread testing is carried out.
It really depends on everyone doing their job in the Bahamas to get COVID out.
With the country averaging 1 death per day and confirmed cases approaching 5,000, Bahama President Graham Davis says there's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding the progress being made in New Providence in the fight against COVID-19. Government is set to discontinue the mandatory 14-day quarantine for people coming into the country as of November 1st and introduced more testing at LPIA, as well as 4 days after. But Davis says there are still some concerns that have to be addressed, like impediments blocking the demand for people to travel to the Bahamas.
So testing at the airport, we just need to have assurances that it's properly handled, that it can run smoothly through the airport. What happens if people test positive? What happens next? These are still really unanswered questions that we need to work through with the Ministry of Health and certainly Ministry of Tourism.
The decision to scrap quarantine followed a lack of interest by tourists to vacation in place. However, Davis says that issue is twofold. In some key cities and countries where a chunk of their market comes from, those tourists would have to quarantine for 14 days once they return home.
We're currently right now on the State Department's, we're on a level 4 warning, do not travel to the Bahamas. We are right now in the state of New York, state of emergency orders. The Bahamas is listed as a country where you need to quarantine 14 days upon return from a vacation. All of these are impediments to travel.
He says the demand to travel to the Bahamas is strong, but COVID numbers just need to be much lower than they are now, particularly on New Providence.
We're very excited about the future as soon as we can open. And that truly means that we need everyone in the Bahamas to focus so strongly to kick this virus, wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize, and if you're positive, quarantine. And let's take it seriously.
Police Commissioner Paul Roll urging Bahamians not to party as coronavirus measures are set to tighten. Jared Hicks tells us Roll is especially concerned about younger Bahamians.
With new restrictions coming into effect Friday at 7 o'clock, Commissioner Paul Roll says they're going to be focused on young people.
In recent weeks, we've been having a lot of challenges with young people in particular having social gatherings and parties. And I want to say to them not to do that. If we find that happening, we'll be taking a more stiffer approach with those persons who seek to defy those orders.
Roll's comments come 1 day after Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis announced new rules to fight the spread of the coronavirus. Those rules include the reintroduction of weekend lockdowns and a shorter curfew during the week. Roll echoed a similar warning to Minnis, who said police would be on the lookout for Airbnb parties.
Everywhere. And we say to them, leave the party for now.
The new restrictions come as virus cases continue to climb. A 7 p.m. curfew has been reintroduced on weekdays. Minnis says that weekday curfew was a strict deadline and he expects police to start ticketing at 7:01.
Let us abide by these rules. The lockdown take effect 7 p.m. tomorrow on Friday, and we will be out, the police will be out and ensuring compliance with it, and so we are asking people to just abide.
Among the leading criticisms of lockdowns are that they are tougher on poor Bahamians. Minnis also announced that fines would be doubled for rule breakers. Over on Hospital Lane, where police hosted a giveaway, 64-year-old resident Cecil Dean says he plans to comply, but he knows it won't be easy for everybody.
We need a little freedom after being locked down so long, and we need a little freedom, but as Bahamian, be taking it too much. We still be mangling of it. That's the only thing about it. But we need it. Try to stop the virus from spreading. We need a lockdown.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jared Higgs.
Well, the tightening of restrictions by the Prime Minister is forcing one local clothing store to close its doors for the time being. Meantime, other businesses are in the rush to prepare. Here's Berthany McDermott.
As those restrictions laid out by the Prime Minister are set to take effect in a matter of hours, businesses we spoke to today say they were caught off guard, adding that the constant changing of restrictions is making it harder for them to do business. For some businesses, Wednesday's announcement of a weekend lockdown and 7 p.m. weekday curfew is devastating. Unable to offer curbside service as mandated by the competent authority, Sandy's co-manager Brittany Roll says the popular stores have no other choice but to close.
And then we don't know again when we'll open back up because we're not doing no curbside or nothing like that. So after tomorrow, then we'll be closed until further notice. So we wouldn't know when we'll be able to open back up.
Despite this, Roll says the plan is to hold on to their staff until they can reopen. Since the onset of the pandemic, there have been countless lockdowns and COVID-19 restrictions change frequently. Larger retail stores like CBS Bahamas and Quality Home Center say it's costing them money.
It's extremely challenging for a retail business. And it's extremely challenging to keep the customers informed, up to date with what's happening. And not only that, but it's expensive. You know, every time we have another one of these changes, we spend thousands of dollars reprinting signage, running new ads, changing TV commercials, radio commercials, etc. So it's a huge cost in the background.
For us, it definitely has affected it because, you know, sales has decreased. But, you know, we're still going to strive it out and do what we've been doing.
On Wednesday, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis said retail businesses will only be permitted to offer curbside services with the exception of grocery stores. While businesses like CBS Bahamas and Quality Home Center are able to provide curbside service, other stores like Reuben Southwest Plaza are in for a challenge.
Next week when this set in and we have to do curbside, we don't know exactly how that's going to work with us. You know, we only could cater to so much people who have probably stuff on layaway or, you know, because they can't try on the clothes.
Businesses say the new restrictions will also result in some scheduling changes.
We've made it this far without having to let anybody go or make any huge adjustments, so we're confident we can make it through another bump in the road and keep everybody on board, keep everybody paid and employed. So.
Considering we usually would work a 5-day, some staff will be here for 3 days or 4 days. You know, because we still have to take under consideration they have families at home to take care of.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
In other news, after battling COVID-19, Pastor Silbert Mills is warning against the dangers of the disease and urging residents in Abaco to adhere to safety protocols. Jillian Gray has his story.
Brought to you by Sands, the truly Bahamian beer from here.
And in fact, on one of those nights, I really felt like I was not going to wake up the next morning. The feeling was that bad.
It's that death-like feeling that Pastor Silbert Mills said he would not want anyone else to experience. After attending a service to commemorate the passage of Hurricane Dorian, Pastor Mills said he and a deacon at his church fell ill. The deacon was found to be COVID positive, and even though Pastor Mills did not take a COVID-19 test, his doctor said he had all the symptoms of COVID-19 and prescribed a regimen of medication to combat the symptoms.
I had my mask. I maintained the social distance. And somehow I still ended up with this thing. And so I adhere to all of the rules. This partying and hanging out and stuff is bad. I know some young people who tested positive for COVID-19 and had absolutely no symptoms at all. It's people my age that it will take out.
Mills said he lost 9 pounds in a week and had to place a frozen towel on his head just to get relief from a fever in the night. His wife, who also had the disease, had a fever for 10 days.
Her experience was slightly different from mine. Her lips were burnt up. Inside the mouth was burnt up from the fever. Outside the lip was burnt up from the fever. And so this will hit people slightly different.
Mills also lost a brother and said his death is under investigation.
Celebrated his birthday on the 1st of October. And on that day, he put in the family chat his COVID-19 negative test. But the cough and fever never left him. And 5-6 days later, he is no longer.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
The Progressive Liberal Party is expressing concern over the government's food assistance program after it is reported that food vouchers have been reduced. PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell says the move could not have come at a worse time, just days ahead of a full weekend lockdowns starting this holiday weekend. Jasmine Brown reports.
The PLP chairman was candid in his comments as he expressed concern over the food distribution program.
And I was very concerned about that.
Mitchell's comments come as it was revealed that some food vouchers have been reduced to just $20. National Food Distribution Task Force Chairman Susan Larson has since said the task force is doing what it can with the resources it has. She has also revealed that employed people are taking advantage of the National Food Distribution Task Force and pleaded with them to withdraw from the program. Mitchell says the fact of the matter is the longer the pandemic drags on, the more people will be in need.
The point is, we're now in these lockdowns again. There's no money coming into people's homes.
Last month, Minister of Finance Peter Turnquest said the government was increasing its allocation to the National Food Distribution Task Force from approximately $1 million per week to $1.3 million per week. At the time, he said the program had already assisted 110,000 people. 3 weeks ago, Minister of Social Services Frankie Campbell said more than $13 million has been spent on the program. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis announced on Sunday that the National Food Distribution Program has been extended to the end of December. He said $10 million has been allocated for a second phase. Mitchell says he believes more can be done, as he pointed to the fact that the party leader has been able to offer assistance of his own.
The whole issue that we have about this is the management of this crisis. The government can do better. We, with our limited resources, did something some time ago. They can do better.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, thanks, Jasmine. More news on the way, but here's a first look at weather with meteorologist Greg Thompson. Good evening, Greg.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm meteorologist Greg Thompson with your first look at weather, brought to you by CG Atlantic, where people come first. Outside our studios, very nice conditions. Temperatures in the mid-80s once again. Few clouds. Southeast winds, the east winds at 6 knots. It feels like temperatures still around 84 degrees Fahrenheit. On our satellite, quiet weather around the islands. High pressure remains in charge, still generating that east to southeasterly wind flow, bringing a few clouds across the area, as well as some spotty showers. That is your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come, no clear-cut decision on Family Island travel protocols. Plus, what held up the Senate debate on 2 important bills. Stay tuned.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
Debate on the Bail and Juries Amendment bills has once again been pushed back. Senators were expected to debate both bills today. However, Free National Movement Senator Dion Folks explained they could not move ahead with the debate due to the absence of leader of government business in the Senate and Attorney General Carl Bethel.
Madam President, we're not proceeding with second reading on committal of bills this morning. We have on the agenda both the Juries Act and the Bail Act, which is under the portfolio and carriage of the leader of government business and the Attorney General, but unfortunately, he's unable to attend this morning.
The House of Assembly passed amendments to the Bail Act and Juries Act last week, Wednesday. The Bail Act amendments increase the jurisdiction of the Magistrates Court to grant bail in certain cases and to provide for the establishment of rules for regulating the procedures for applying for bail. The magistrates' courts will have the ability to grant bail for possession of prohibited weapons and ammunition as listed in Section 30 of Chapter 213 of the Firearms Act, as well as other firearms-related offenses. Well, weeks ahead of the implementation of new international travel and testing protocols for the Bahamas, government has still not made a decision on changes for domestic travel, according to Tourism and Aviation Minister Dionisio de Aguilar. On November 1st, the mandatory 14-day quarantine for travelers coming into the country will be discontinued and replaced with rapid testing. However, Diagler said the high number of cases in New Providence will make it difficult to say what changes can be made for inter-island travel.
We're still working that out. Obviously, Nassau, as the health officials would have said, is continues to be a hotspot. And so as most travel within the Bahamas goes in some way, shape, or form through Nassau, we obviously want to ensure that sufficient protocols are in place to prevent the spread of or the community spread that we're experiencing in Nassau to the other islands.
In order to travel from Nassau to the Family Islands, passengers are required to test negative for the virus as well as quarantine in place once they arrive. A test is not required for those coming from the Family Islands. However, they must be tested to return. Still to come, Bahamar brands receive international awards. Stay tuned.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
You're watching Our News. Welcome back. 3 Bahamar brands recognized as 3 of the best among hotels in the Atlantic. Rosewood, Grand Hyatt, and SLS landing among the top 15 on the Reader's Choice Awards listed by prize travel magazine Condé Nast Traveler.
And they have given us the feedback and feedback to the world that we are truly one of the best.
More than 715,000 Condé Nast Traveler readers submitted responses of their experiences around the globe, placing the Rosewood at Bahamar at number 3, Grand Hyatt at number 12, and SLS at number 13. Bahamar President Graham Davis said it was good news to see.
To be in the top 15 in the Atlantic region, it certainly is a culmination of a tremendous amount of hard work, significant investment, and certainly the real true efforts of our associates that bring this exceptional experience to life each and every day for our guests.
Condé Nast Travel is the world's most distinguished travel title, providing inspiration and advice for discerning travelers. The magazine prints in the US and the UK. The Rosewood at Bahamar is the more upscale luxury hotel on the property, offering a one-of-a-kind experience. Davis calls it the jewel.
From the moment you're making your reservation through the moment that you leave, you are treated certainly with every ounce of pampering and luxury service.
Davis says the Reader's Choice Award serves as a beautiful reminder of how important it is to persevere through these challenging times.
We truly are a world-class destination at Bahamar, and certainly one that's worthy of visiting if they haven't already in the past. This brings more awareness to our property and certainly to the Bahamas. It certainly is a great accolade that will resonate with the traveling public.
Officers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force held a community event on Hospital Lane where they gave out school supplies, masks, and some groceries. Police Commissioner Paul Rose says the organization got help from sponsors.
Some of our corporate sponsors who came forward, saw what we were doing, and offered us 840 cases of Vitamals. And so I don't know how many that was we gave out this morning, but definitely we're going to be doing some more of that in due course. As well as the children who are preparing for school, we give them some school supplies. It's a small token, and we want to get the message, of course, to persons. So we gave out some face masks. I got a donation of 10,000 face masks, and everybody got face masks here this morning.
Roll urged residents to wear masks and follow safety protocols.
We want to continue to give those face masks and encourage persons to wear your mask much as possible, practice social distancing, and let us protect one another as we struggle in this country to get a grip on this coronavirus, which is really making and causing a toll on our community.
Still to come, what's happening in sports, and a little later on, the Royal Fidelity Market Watch. Stay tuned.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
In sports, Jazz Chisholm making his playoff debut with the season on the line. Marcellus Hall reports.
Well, today presenting another opportunity for Jazz Chisholm to get further into the history books for Bahamian baseball, getting his first start in the playoffs. Let's give you details on that and more as Thursday Night Football also rolls around.
Another career milestone for Bahamian Major League Baseball player Jazz Chisholm. Jazz today getting his first start in the playoffs as he and the Florida Marlins took on the Atlanta Braves in Game 3 of their National League Divisional Series. Chisholm getting the start at second base, batting sixth on the afternoon. Marlins trying to stave off elimination, trailing 2-0 in the best of 5 series. We'll give you details on this one coming up for you tomorrow. Meanwhile, Week 5 of the NFL season gets started tonight with a pretty good matchup between 3-1 teams as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady take on the Chicago Bears. We'll start Nick Foles at quarterback. Buccaneers with a ton of injuries on offense. Bears, though, are coming off a short week. Of course, we'll have exactly what happened for this game as well for you tomorrow.
And, of course, we'll give you details, as we mentioned, on both of those games coming up for you tomorrow. Meanwhile, I'm Marcellus Hall for Our News.
And that's a look at news. We throw it back to meteorologist Greg Thompson for the extended weather forecast.
Thanks again, Kyle. Here's your second look at our weather. Across our area, high pressure remains in charge, but we do have that major hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. Delta heading towards the northwest, should be impacting the Texas coast as well as the Louisiana coast later tonight and into tomorrow. Your boating forecast for all areas tonight through tomorrow: easterly winds 10 to 15 knot, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Tide is presently low, will be high at 105 in the morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. Now a look at your extended forecast through Tuesday. That's a look at our weather. Have a safe night, everyone.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by Royal Fidelity, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Kyle Joaquin. Remember, you can catch Our News on the go, the RiverGo Play app. Have a good Thursday evening, Bahamas.